So, good morning, students. Welcome back. Now, this is Dr. Mirza. Now, I'm going to start with you on the second video from slide number 11. Now, continuing to this process management and ISO 9000, as we can see, the quality of any given company talking about how the processes makes it more important on the standards of ISO 9000. The textbook talks about a lot of things on the entire set of making a standard where a company can be made a ISO 9000 company. So the process management, how to get along for a 9000, that is the entire set of standards is focused on an organization ability to understand, define, document and manage its processes. So what happens is when the company tries to define, document and manage the complete area of its resources, it's as we have seen in the last slides about the functional areas and how best it can manage the other processes, it will be automatically getting in for those standards. Organizations must plan and control the design and development of products. Without planning and control, there would be very difficult for companies to get into those kind of process management. So, plan and control the design and development of products and manage the interfaces between different groups involved in design and development to ensure effective communication and clear assignment of responsibilities. In all those terms, it is trying to emphasize on the importance of how a process management should take care to maintain its standards. The similar way, it's a wide variety of process management activities which including control of production, service, control of monitoring and measuring devices, and improvement of quality management system, that is effectiveness. So this is as far as process management and ISO 9000. Now AT&T process management principle that is given another example in your textbook. I think students, you need to concentrate more on your textbooks as I've been reading out to you in the classrooms. But here it is really difficult for me to read out to you the importance of the process of AT&T. But since I am just reading you the details of how AT&T, that is one of the telecom companies, it managed its process management and how it made these principles in line with its processes so that it could maintain the quality. For here you can check this. Process improvement focuses on the end-to-end process. The mindset of quality is one of prevention and continuous improvement. Everyone manages a process at some level and is simultaneously a customer and a supplier. Please remember this. At AT&T, this is the most important part where they became renowned for their standards and their processes. Corrective action focuses on removing the root cause of the problem rather than on treating its symptoms. Means, it's better to remove the cause rather than treat a problem or bring its symptoms or checking why this problem is coming. Process simplification reduces opportunities for errors and rework. Simplification, you can understand, I don't need to give explanations on that. Process improvement results from a disciplined and a structured application of the quality management principles. As we have been seeing from the start of this course itself, any particular event that has an improvement has the quality, that is, even in process improvement lessons for a discipline and a structure application of quality management principles. So here, to do this, we can understand the textbook talks about the two kinds of processes, that is value creation process and support process. The value creation process, which is nothing but the most important to running the business, that has designing and production delivery process. That is, the designing process is the activities that develop functional product specification. I repeat, please understand this again carefully and very important in terms of your examination or any quiz or any other exam. Two types of processes are value creation process and support process. The most important running a business. In value creation, design process is one which is having the activities that have developed functional product specification, and product delivery process, those create or deliver products. Support processes, those most important to an organization's value creation process, employees and daily operations. Now, project as a process, it's in many companies, when we talk about project as a process, let it be, some of your students, you must be having major as civil engineering or some other, any project which can be as a process in many companies. Value creation process takes the form of a project, temporary work structures that start up, produce products or services, and then shut down. A project management involves all activities associated with planning, scheduling, controlling projects. I know if you can understand what is actual project management is nothing but the activities associated. It's planning, scheduling, controlling the project. So please remember, this is how a project as a process. Don't get confused what is a project and what is a process. This is very, very important. Now, process requirements and the particular, as we have just seen in the last slide over here, types of process. Now, this is process requirements, value creation and support process. A value creation process requirements usually depends on customer or external customer needs. I repeat, please read it carefully. Value creation process, that is nothing but those most important to running the business. That is, value creation process requirements usually depend on consumers or external customers' needs. Now, support process, here if you can see this one, and that is those most important to an organization's value creation process or processes, employees and daily operations. So this the support processes have requirements are driven by internal customer needs and must be aligned with the needs of the key value creation processes. So here, value creation processes of a particular company called Paulson Services, how they do the particular process in the company, that is taking orders, cooking, product assembly, cash collection, slicing, chili preparation. I mean, the whole process and the given with principal requirements of how they value the process. As we have seen over here, value creation process requirements usually depend on consumer or external customer needs. So read this and understand this properly, and there's lot more given in the textbook which can help you understand more on this. Then we move on to the process design. The goal of a process design is to develop an efficient process. Now, what is a process design? As I have just go back to you, the process design, which means how best a person, this is the design. Now, what is a process design is, now the goal of a process design is to develop an efficient process that satisfies both internal and external customer requirements, and is capable of achieving the requisite level of quality and performance. I repeat, capable of achieving the requisite level of quality and performance, that is process design. Please, the goal of the process design. Now, even process design considerations include safety, cost, variability, productivity, environmental impact, green manufacturing, that is, as you all knowing it, trying to make the best possible without any messing around, measurement capability and maintainability of equipment. This also is a very important slide, slide 17, process design. Now, that is, we are here on process mapping. Now, if you see process mapping flow chart in the textbook, there is one important area that describes the specific steps in a process. This is about hiring a candidate for a particular position and how companies do the process of hiring or tries to take into that account the person, how he is being taken, tested or reevaluated and or rejected or then pressed for any kind of other important training and then certified. Here if you see this, you can see how the flowchart starts. Hire a candidate, training with operators checklist, then safety, quality and procedure testing. If the person qualifies for all this, then the test passed, then he goes for 4-week evaluation. If no, then he goes back for again training with the operators checklist over here. And in this process, if this higher candidate is passed the test, he goes for a 4-week evaluation, then he will be under solo with lead operator support and a 90-day evaluation, then press certified. But before press certified, the person could be either a failure also or might be a pass. As you can see over here, a pass. If he's a pass, then it's okay. If he's a fail, then reevaluate the employee means again the process, he has to go back to a 4-week evaluation. So the complete process mapping shows the details of this particular hiring of a person. You can check your textbook and get the exact ideas on this map. Now, developing a process map, begin with the process output and ask what is the last essential process or a sub-process and the output of the process. For the support sub-process, ask what input does it need. For each input, identify its source. Continue backward one sub-process at a time until input comes from an external supplier. I repeat, please read this and understand it carefully. Developing a process map, this is not so important for you, but still, if for your interest and knowledge, begin with the process of output. Now, if you go back here and understand, begin with the process of output, then check on this, then take a leap back or go for next output, and this is enough. Take front on the second life, how you need to evaluate on the person, then recast him for a front, that is if he's passed, or else go back. That is what the slide is trying to talk about. For each input, identified source in many cases, that is point 3, the input will be the output of the previous sub-process. In some cases, the input may come from external suppliers. Continue backward one sub-process at a time until each input comes from an external supplier. So this is developing process maps. Now analyzing process maps. Are the steps in the process arranged in logical sequence? All the steps add value. Can some steps be eliminated and others should be added on? And then quality or operational performance, can some be combined, some be reloaded or recorded or taken aback? Are capabilities of each step in balance? What skills, equipment, steps should be steps automated, and different kinds of quality measurements, and then procedure and guidelines of employees present, and therefore the images. Now the service process design, there are three basic components of how the three basic facilities of processes that is there, that is employees behavior, employee professional judgment, employee designing a service essential involves determining an effective balance among all three of this. So on this note, I want to just stop the class here. We will continue on this in the next particular video. I will just stop it here. Both students, I'll be back in the next particular video.